Endurance and overcoming crushing odds for your Memorial Day. Lieutenant Colonel Paul Kari spent nearly 8 years as a POW after being shot down over North Vietnam. But what happened after he got home also tested him to his limit.
I started out with nothing, and now I have what you see, 907 acres here.
For this old fighter pilot, the journey from freedom here to liberty was nowhere near as straight as the plane flies. What's the word you'd use to describe your life's journey?
Perseverance. I never give up. Oh, I love this land.
Growing up on a farm in Spencer, Ohio, Paul Kari's always been close to the soil. In fact, he was a student at OSU's Agricultural College when a fraternity brother offered a plane ride, and his true calling took flight.
I was hooked. He said, "You laughed the whole way," uncontrollable laugh. I guess I just enjoyed it, but yeah, that hooked me.
Fast forward 10 years. Kari's the first man to fly the Air Force's new Phantom jet over Vietnam. 69 days and 70 combat missions later.
We should have never gone in.
His is the first Phantom shot down, June 20th, 1965, Father's Day.
I got shot out with so many G's that it crushed 3 spinal processes in my back. I got captured real quick.
His book, The Strength to Endure, chronicles the next 2,795 days and beyond.
They tore my right shoulder out till I passed out, and a lot of people, they would hang him upside down and use a car fan belt to beat him.
Nearly 8 years of beatings, torture, deprivation.
You're right, it's difficult to describe a POW's emotional ups and downs as the days turn to weeks, then to months, and then the months to years. How did you keep from getting too low?
Well, there were times when you did get low, but you just pulled yourself up by the bootstrap.
Freedom came February 12, 1973, when Paul and 70 POWs marched out of the notorious Hanoi Hilton prison. After all those years, he came home to a wife who wanted nothing to do with him.
I put my arm around her and I said, "Well, I'm sorry I took so long to get back." And she pushed my arm around away from me and said, "Things have changed."
Soon divorced, he taught for a while at the Air Force Academy, no longer able to fly. Captivity had damaged his eyesight.
That has to be such a hard thing to reconcile.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
In fact, as people that washed out of pilot training, they took it so hard because that's all they ever wanted to do. And then when I found out I couldn't fly anymore, it was devastating. Because that was my first love.
Life went full circle in 1983 when Paul and his second wife, Kathy, bought a farm back in Spencer. 26 farms and properties led up to his spread in West Liberty. And then his second marriage ended. He was left alone again.
How would you describe your mental state today, having been through all you've been through?
Oh, my mental state, I think, is excellent because now I have a reason to get up in the morning and my mind is challenged.
Fighter pilot, POW, marriages, divorces, bad and good investments. Through the crushing lows and the soaring highs, the level ground has always been the land and his faith.
I just learned that God blesses those who obey his commandments.
Hard-fought freedom indeed. And the old flying farmer wouldn't have it any other way.
And it's easy to give up, but it's hard to press on to endure. And I think I inherited that from my father.
It is indeed a day of stories, and a few of you are remembering your loved ones, so we want to take a moment here to share some of your stories that are hitting our Chime In page. Karen's sending us this picture of her uncle, Charles Brown, who served in World War II. And this is from Marlene. It's her father, Giuseppe Tutubeni, and his wife. Giuseppe died while storming the beach in Normandy, and he's buried there at the American Military Cemetery. He received the Purple Heart and left behind his wife and infant son. No matter the occasion, we sure enjoy receiving your pictures and sharing your stories on the air. Just use our ABC6 app or head to abc6onyourside.com and click on Chime In at the top of the homepage. You can submit from there and see what others are sharing as well.